What's up, guys? It's your boys Wokey back with another Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger video. Now, this one, I can't tell if it's from True Crime Justice or from Geneva, but I want to give the credit where it's due. So, one of these channels is the creator. I don't want to take credit for videos that are not mine. Again, so with that being said, we're going to get into this video, which is titled How Chris Watts Met His Mistress, Nichol Kessinger, in 2017 and not in 2018. And Nichol Kessinger was stalking the living dog out of Shanann. Or how did I say that? Nichol Kessinger. Yep, I said that right. We're going to be looking at in the detailed breakdown to prove, obviously, that Nichol Kessinger was involved in some shape or form. And obviously, their relationship was a lot longer than we originally thought. Now, again, there's going to be people that are going to come in and say, oh my goodness, we're looking at this again. Anything new? If you don't want to watch the video, don't watch the video. I understand. But for those that would like to watch the video, grab a chair, get comfortable, because we're going to be diving into this, of course, as we normally do. But before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that white burrow icon down at the bottom right, hit that bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification as Wokey myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so very much for that continued love and support that you guys show on my channel every single day. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing. We'll continue to keep growing and hopefully one day hit that 100K goal. Also, the link will be down in the description for you guys to go over, subscribe, comment, like, and share. You know the deal. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So it says True Crime Justice, but the audio sounds like Geneva. So make sure you guys give the love where it's due. I'm going to post the link in the description, but I think it's Geneva. But again, I digress. Okay.
Hello, everyone. So I wanted to do another video of Chris Watts' mistress, Nichol Kessinger, looking up Shanann Watts in 2017. The previous video I've done on this, I will have at the end of this video.
Whoa, hold on. Mr. Watts attended the morning session on 3/4/15 and the afternoon sessions on 5/16/17. The table of contents were 2 classes that also attached the 2010 version.
So, of course, we're all curious how Chris and his mistress originally met, especially since she looked up Shanann 1 year prior to their murders.
It was a lot
So
longer
first we
than
have Chris Watts at the 2 separate CPR training sessions. There's a possibility Nichol could have met Chris then in 2015 or in 2017, even though her name was not on any of the class attendance for either year. So after the murders on October 4, 2018, CBI Tammy Lee had interviewed Raymond Gibson, who is the CPR first aid instructor who taught Chris Watts in 2017. So at the bottom, I have everything that's from the discovery in 2017, also stating what Gibson had explained. And then in October of 2017, which is 1 month after this original search in September 1st, 2017. This is from Shanann Watts' doctor's office, and the person they were speaking to, Shanann, advised me that Watts was also a patient of Dr. Scott Darude on the general practice side of the clinic, but had not been seen by him since October 2017. So just for an example, October 2017, Shanann was not pregnant yet at that point. But let's just say she had a gynecologist appointment on one of those days in October, and the mistress just happened to be there seeing her doctor as well. That's one way that they could have come in contact for her to be able to look her up on September 1st, 2017.
Because technically, Nichol Kessinger looked up Shanann first, and then Chris. So
now this one is one of the interviews with Chris Watts' co-workers, which I don't think this one has anything to do with the mistress, but they did speak about a explosion in Firestone in 2017, and I believe that had something to do with an oil well, which in my opinion could have been the
Is that the same explosion that took the lives of 2 people in the home? Is that the same explosion? Interesting. Might have to look at that Firestone in 2017 explosion.
Reason why Chris had brought the gas can on his truck when he was disposing his
I
family
still think he was
out in
going
the
to try
oil
to
fields
blow up the
to
Server
cause an
319.
explosion. Now, this one's interesting because in August 2017, Shanann Watts was having her neck surgery, and one of her best friends, Christina Meekum, had stayed with them to help with the girls. In the upcoming part of this video, talking about the gym, this would be relevant if Chris really was using a gym out of his house and keeping it a secret from Shanann to get out of the house, being he has so many females around him. And also with the Mistress had mentioned about him going to a gym and his gym down in the basement. So that seems more relevant, being
It does.
it's the time after, if they came down in August 2017, and then let's say Chris is out at the gym and it was sometime between the beginning of August, the end of August, but still Kessinger searched for Shanann Watts on September 1st, 2017. So Shanann has her neck surgery on August 28th, which September 1st is obviously approaching, and the cheater that Chris is, the self-absorbed little boy that he is, he probably had to get away from the house, go do something for himself. So let's say if he did go to a gym.
First of all, you are a family man. Okay? I understand, yes, that we need alone time. But your main priority as a father is to take care of your kids and your wife. Okay? That is your job. Yeah, you can have alone time like I am doing right now. Well, I'm technically working. But again, I don't get a lot of alone time. My alone time is in my bed. Is when I'm sleeping. So when this guy sits there and, oh, I need to get out, I need to go find somebody else, I need to, what, this Chris Watts is not a man. He's a little boy, like Geneva said. Your main job was to defend, protect, love, and take care of your family. And he did not do that.
Gym and get a gym membership.
And then he still says he's a dad.
Would have to say that that would definitely be the biggest
Bonehead.
possibility on how they met originally. And this one from March 2017 speaks about the girls attending school and when they started, which I highly doubt that the Mistress had anything to do with being around this school and possibly how they would have met, being she has no children. Now, this one is also a strong possibility. This was the interviews between Trent Bolt, the one that claimed the gay male that had a relationship with Chris Watts, and then a piece of the interview from Trent Bolt's mother's interview. So Trent originally said that he had known Chris since June 2017. And tying that into other videos I've made about the possibility of them doing drugs, and Trent was in that type of scene as well, Nichol Kessinger and Trent Bolt could have been friends. And on top of that, Trent's friend Damien came over for their Thanksgiving dinner in 2017, and at the bottom it says Damien worked in the oil field and came over and ate Thanksgiving dinner later that evening. So Trent's friend Damien works in the oil field. NK also works in the oil field and has for quite a while. So she could have known Chris or gotten to know Chris through Damien or Trent. Both are big possibilities. And then this last one just mentions in 2017 for Christmas, he was in North Carolina. So if you'd like to watch the rest of this video, goes on about the other videos I had made previously about the possibilities on how Chris and Nichol could have met in 2017, a year before he annihilated his family. Start off with the discovery where it says, I asked Nichol if Chris went to a specific gym. She did not know if Chris ever went to a gym and denied going to a gym with Chris.
She could deny all she wants. This woman lies like a, how they say it, an habitual liar. What was that called? Habitual liar. She just, it just spits out lies. So we can't really tell if she's telling the truth to begin with anyway. So
she said Chris worked out in his basement. Nichol said,
but he also went to the gym because Shanann wanted him to be home more, which I probably would be the same way, because I like to work out at home. I'm starting to work out again. But he did state that he went to a gym, and then Shanann wanted him to be home more, so he started working out at home more, went on his runs, but he would occasionally still go to the gym.
She uses 24-hour fitness at 120th and Vrain in Broomfield, Colorado. Now, of course, I was interested to see where this was located exactly. So this is a 24-hour fitness, which she claimed that she attended. And at the time, NK was living in the Thornton, North Glen area, so it wasn't too far from her apartment. And this is how far it is from Chris's house on Saratoga Trail to the 24-hour fitness that she...
Okay, so this is where Chris was living, up here. The 24-hour fitness is down here.
she's speaking of. And now that we know Chris was living a double life, it's highly possible that he was attending a gym. Because, and it's been heard by one of Chris's ex-girlfriends, that he has always gone to the gym prior to meeting Shanann. And then we also heard...
But wait a minute. Chris only had like 1 or 2 girlfriends in high school. Because I remember Cindy saying he didn't really date much. Nothing was very serious until Shanann. Maybe I'm looking into this too much, but...
Chris himself, when he was explaining that girls would look at him and kind of smile at him. So it would make sense that that type of side-eyeing and maybe flirtatious events happened at a gym. Because as far as we're aware of, the only places he would go to were to pick up the girls from the daycare, go home, and go to work. And out in the work field, the only place that he is most likely around females is at the office where NK worked.
I wouldn't doubt that Nichol and Chris hooked up a few times at Survey 319 or a different survey area. You can't tell me that they didn't do that. Or they went to, obviously, Nichol's house because that's where they had their time together. Throw up.
And then in the discovery, 2 other people noted that it was a possibility that Chris did have a gym membership. And I'm sure that would have been easy to get around with Shanann's schedule. Being that she was a stay-at-home mom, he could have gotten off work early every day, every other day, whatever that would be. So he would get off early, possibly head to the gym, and then go pick up the girls, and then head home. And then he would have to either play it off with working out in the gym in their basement or not working out in the gym basement at all. Now, their friend Josh says in the discovery, it says, I asked about Josh's knowledge of Chris's mental health. Josh had no concerns. He did not know Chris to see counselors or take medications for mental health matters. Josh described Chris as being pretty calm and level-headed. He was not the type to get angry or upset. He was frustrated by normal things, such as the gym being too crowded, as it was in San Diego. It was nothing out of the ordinary to Josh. So it's kind of ironic that he says that he would be frustrated by normal things about the gym being overcrowded in San Diego, which was their last vacation before the North Carolina trip. And it also seemed on Shanann's Facebook, she never ever posted anything about Chris going to a gym. So it seems as if Josh and Chris went to a gym, or maybe Chris had complained to Josh about a gym being too crowded. Now, whether this is something that Shanann knew about or not, Josh did, and Josh and Cassie were very close friends to Shanann and Chris. So I wouldn't be surprised if Josh took this knowledge that he knew Chris of going to a gym, stating it to his wife Cassie, and then Cassie then returned telling Shanann. But that's neither here or there.
Holy cow, I don't know if you guys are lost. I'm a little lost, but...
There, we just know for a fact that he would get frustrated by normal things such as a crowded gym. And if Chris was willing to take on an affair and hide that from his wife, there's no doubt in my mind that he would be able to do something as simple as hiding a gym membership and possibly taking the time out to go there. He had many excuses.
But he had a gym membership because Shanann said that he would go to the gym and she wanted him home more often to be with the kids. So that's when he made the gym here in the basement.
He told his wife during the times that he was at NK's house. So there would have been even more excuses on why he got off late, why he picked the girls up late, blah, blah, blah. Now, Cassie, who is the wife of Josh, states in the discovery, Chris was working out and running a lot more. He runs around the neighborhood. Cassie thought he had a gym membership, but did not know where. Shanann got him weights and an elliptical for the house. Now, this is also something that could have built resentment towards Shanann from Chris. Because if she was not wanting him to go to a gym, and maybe this is something that he really enjoyed, being out with the public setting, even though he's an introvert, so this is kind of contradicting. But then again, he wasn't so much as an introvert with NK. So maybe he did like a more public setting as a gym would have. Maybe he felt more comfortable there. He could be more his self like he was with NK. And obviously this could have made him mad. It could have built resentment towards Shanann. Now I'm going to run through.
He just wanted to live the bachelor life still.
The possible slip-ups through NK's interview that she done on August 16th, 2018.
Oh, she has a whole bunch of slip-ups. I can tell you that right now.
August 17th and August 21st. Now, some I will be reading and some will be the transcript from her interviews. And then you'll hear her saying it at the same time. And this will be pointing out every single time that NK said the word gym in her conversations and how it sounds like Chris was in a gym. And this is exactly why and what makes me think that they did meet at a gym sometime 2016 or 2017.
Phone records don't lie. People do.
So this was the first one on August 16, 2018.
I'm so hungry.
You should have told me. I would have got you some food. I got food in my car.
It's not staying down. It's just coming.
She hadn't been feeling good. Not because of any, just...
Like, I got sick prior to this whole thing happening, and then I think all of this compounding with the fact that I'm sick, it's just not good. I've not really been eating or sleeping much at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. We definitely need to accelerate the case, because the more it takes, the less sure that they are of...
Mr. Kessinger, what are you talking about? Why do you need this case to go fast? Because you don't want your family to be in the public eye? Shut your mouth.
Situations. But on the other end, I think if you do just that only...
And you can barely hear this one now, but it is in the transcript, and it's kind of confusing why her father would just, out of the blue, say the gym. So this one is a little confusing for me, but the rest is more interesting.
There's a lot of things
Maybe he was going to say something like she was so sick that she hadn't gone to the gym.
In your relationship building through the...
Yeah, I mean, like, and if you go, like, maybe a week further back, like, there's times, like, I was trying to help him find an apartment, like, just for him, not for me, but for him and his kids, to get set up. And, like, there's times where I'm like, well, where's your wife moving to? Like, how close is she gonna be to you? You should be within, like, 30 minutes of your kids, so they're close. And, like, you want to be close to their school and close to your gym. And, like, what's your price range? Like, I was helping him get all of this stuff set up, and it was, like, in a very decent manner. And I don't know if all of that is in text. Some of it's probably on the phone. Like, at this point, I've talked to him so much that I don't even know which parts are, like, verbalized and which parts are texted at this point, but we can figure it out.
Now, when she says you should be within like 30 minutes of your kids so they're close, and you want to be close to their school and close to your gym. Now, just choosing those words alone, it sounds like he does have a gym right now at that moment. And from the map, from the beginning, he was about 26 minutes away from the gym when he lived in Frederick, the gym that NK was attending.
Does his wife come back with him at that time? Or
Yeah, they all came back.
They all come back at the same time?
They all came back. And then, yeah, so he continues to just, tell me that this is, like, what he wants. And so I took the time, and you will see that in the text, too, where I, I found this apartment. It was perfect. It was so cute. I was like, it's in your price range. It's, like, 6 miles from the gym. It's 23 miles from work. I'm like,
But yet, Nichol wants them to work on their marriage.
It's super close to Frederick. It's going to be by your kid's school. Like, this is the spot, and I told him, I was like, I'll keep looking for more places. And he's like, well, there's some that I want to go see too. And he actually had me thinking that he was going to go look at these places this week before all this.
So this is fairly recent then.
Ooh, this just happened.
And then on this one, she says, like, I found this apartment. It was perfect. It was so cute. I was like, and it's in your price range, and it's 6 miles from the gym. It's 23 miles from work. So that right there, again, it sounds like he legit had a gym. And again, it's possible that she just had another slip up. Now this one, it is the day prior to August 13th, when she couldn't remember what she did that Sunday and when she went to the museum with her parents. And she's just stating that she went to the gym.
Went to the museum, and that's
museum?
right, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And they went to brunch prior to that, and I skipped brunch, and I went to the gym.
You shouldn't have. It was good.
I had to do core day. That was the last time I worked out, actually.
That's what we did Sunday. Okay.
Now, this one is most interesting, I think, or the next couple are the most interesting because these were cut out of the audio. There is no audio at the end of these conversations.
Redacted?
So this first one is August 16th. So you would not be able to hear this on the audio interview, but you can read it from the PDF interview on the transcript. So she says, oh, he gets up and he goes to the gym and he works on his basement. So she legit said that he goes to the gym.
I know he did.
Catches herself and
Because Shanann said that he went to the gym and she wanted him home.
tries to switch that up with works on his basement. Now that can go two separate ways, that he works in the basement, that she's trying to cover up what she just said, or because Shanann wanted him to clean up the basement and try to fix things so they can sell the house. Maybe she accidentally slipped that out, meaning she meant to say, oops, he doesn't go to the gym, that he works out in his basement.
Yeah, it's all
but then there's
interpretation.
also this thing that she knows in her head that he has to work on the basement to be able to sell the house. Now, this interview is August 17th, 2018. Now, Kevin Kovacs says, right, I think that's a fair assessment, so let's move on from that. And is also missing audio, but we have the transcripts. There's a couple of questions I didn't ask you yesterday, and they're very specific. You mentioned you guys, obviously, you're into fitness, and so was he. Did you guys go to the same gym? She says, no, he worked out in his basement. I never went to the gym with him. Kovacs says, okay, so do you know him to go to any gyms? Because you said you were planning for his apartment and how he could get to his gym and then do his day, kids, school, and then work. She says, well, yeah, I was trying to get because he's going to have to go to a gym if he had an apartment, because he's not going to be able to set up all that gym equipment in an apartment.
Nice
And then this one
save.
says, but if he were to move, just because he's downsizing so much, I don't think he has the capability. I would love to have a gym in my apartment. That would be nice, but I just didn't think he had the capability, so that's why I brought it up. Because we were even discussing, what gym do you want to go to, And he was like, well, there's an Anytime Fitness over there. And I was like, well, it's, it's close. It's open 24/7. It's big. We had all sorts of discussions about that. And then here are 3 markers on the maps about where he could have gone on the Anytime Fitness. And the one to the left is closer to the 24-hour fitness that she says she goes to. But I'm assuming it wouldn't be that way, and considering they are close, when he could just stick with 24-hour fitness. So it would probably be the...
Oh, there's one right here. There's a CrossFit. There's an Anytime Fitness. Where's the Frederick area? Oh, right here. Duh. So there would be over here. Okay.
one at the top, or it would be one to the right. And then here, Kevin Kovacs says, okay, but you don't know him to have ever visited a gym. She says, not in the time that I was spending time with him. Now, he did work out with me one day at my house. We did a little bit of yoga and
I bet you
ab
did do
routine.
some workout.
I showed him an ab routine, but it wasn't at a gym. Kevin says, okay. She says, it was literally on my living room floor on some yoga mats. And Kevin says, all right, and what gym do you go to? And she says, 24-hour fitness. And he says, which one? She says, the one, it depends on the day, but usually the one off, it's Brandenburg and Vrain on 120th. Now he's specifically asking her here if she's ever known him to visit a gym. And she says, not in the time that I was spending time with him.
Okay.
So that sounds like the time that they were dating through their relationship, when they first started dating through work, that it's possible maybe they didn't spend time together at the gym during this relationship. But it kind of leaves the door open to a possibility that, yes, she did know him to visit a gym, because she says not in the time that I was spending time with him. So that means it could have been prior, and that's a big possibility.
So she's able to recall all this, but she can't recall a phone conversation or what they did at this time or at the Lazy Dog.
on how they met and why she ended up Googling Chris Watts in 2017, and then a month after she Googled Shanann Watts. Now,
And
this interview,
she also looked up Shanann first. I found some information that she looked up her in August.
is on August 21st, 2018.
And then when I would get off work, I would sleep. I would go home and nap, and my naps varied in time. Sometimes it was a half an hour, sometimes it was like an hour and a half. It was like whatever my body needed. And then I would get up and I would go to the gym, and then after I got back from the gym, he would come over my house, and it would be the same thing where it was like he would keep me up. And I will tell you, without those naps, there's no way I would have been able to keep up with him. No way.
Now here she's stating I would get up and I would go to the gym, and then after I got back from the gym, he would come over to my house. Now this sounds like it too could be a gym visit together, because we know that he would stay the night over at Nikki's house when Shanann and the girls were in North Carolina.
So they probably went to
She
the
would
gym.
stay at his house, or he would stay at her house, her apartment. And he said that he would go home, make breakfast, and get ready for work, and possibly maybe work out in the basement. But that could have been a rushed situation of going home to get all of his work equipment, going to the gym, possibly meeting up with NK, because she did say prior that he would get up in the morning and go to the gym. And this also sounds like that they would go to the gym at different times of the day, because first she says I would get up and I would go to the gym, and then she says, and then after I got back from the gym, he would come over to my house, and it would be the same thing where he would keep me up. That means, and that sounds like, that she went to the gym possibly in the afternoon on certain days, because right after, and this is another possibility, where if they both get off work, because they're getting off work in the same area, they both travel down to the gym, they both work out together. She says he would come over to my house and he would keep her up. So it's a possibility that they could have went to the gym together and or not together in the morning and in the afternoon, because he was sleeping over at her house at night. Now, this is the last one from August 21st, which is another very telling slip.
So you think the Thrive thing contributed to that, or at least his own drive for losing weight and getting in shape, and maybe his attraction to you drove him, because you're pretty physically fit and he was kind of motivated by that. I think we remember you saying that earlier, that you were trying to help him get in better shape.
Well, and I mean, he was already in good physical shape, and he was already taking care of his health and his diet in the gym. I just think he was like, hey, since you're already in this live a healthy lifestyle, would you be willing to just give me some input? Maybe I can fine tune it, you know?
And she says, well, I mean, he was already in good physical shape, and he was already taking care of his health and his diet and the gym. So once again, she's blatantly saying that he was going to a gym. Now, it is fully possible that when she says the gym, she could be meaning the basement gym. But I have a feeling...
No, I would say if it was the gym, it's the gym. The gym doesn't mean the basement. The basement is the basement.
Because she did separate them before when she slipped up and said that he went to the gym, the basement. She clearly keeps these separate from each other. There's either the gym or there's the workout equipment in the basement. She's not considering the basement workout equipment as the gym, in my eyes. I mean, maybe different to other people. Of course, this could go either way, but her wording is very specific on saying the gym and slipping up a few times.
And then, like I said before, it's like she can remember this, but she can't remember when she went to the lazy dog or what she talked about for 111 minutes. And she can talk about all the booty stuff that she did with Chris and how many times she did it, but she can't remember the phone calls.
So I hope this video has given you a new perspective on a different way that they could have met, why that she ended up Googling both of them in 2017. This is possibly the way that she had met Chris. So not only looking up Chris, but then knowing that he's married and how they would have gotten so close at the beginning of her contract with Anadarko also. So now I will attach the other video that I did with the possibility of how NK had contact with Shanann and knew about Shanann and Chris in a different perspective. I'm going to be going over where it all began, the possible whys and hows the Mistress came in contact with Chris and Shanann Watts. Not just with her first Google search of searching for Chris Watts in 2017, but possibly as far back as 2016.
We've already watched this before. I'm not going to get into this. That we understand why Nichol was looking at Shanann and Chris. The obvious reasons, obviously, that Chris was a fit dude. Shanann probably had the whole Thrive and Lavelle thing, and then she wanted probably to get in on that. But then she started doing a lot more other sketchy stuff, looking at Chris more in depth, like, oh, I want this man. I can try to get this man. And then all the stuff that she was doing behind Chris's back with the whole looking for apartments and stuff. And, oh, I'm trying to help you. Oh, by the way, go to your mom's, or when you go to your family's house in North Carolina, try to fix things with your wife. But I'm going to be over here Googling butt stuff and wedding stuff because I think we should be together. But then when the law enforcement talks to me, I'm going to tell them that we're not really fit. I wasn't really in love with you. You are coming after me. Like, just all the things that comes out of this woman's mouth is complete BS. And I can't believe the law enforcement was like, yeah, you're good. We're not going to question you at all. You have a great day, Nichol. Have a great life. Like, that's how dumb this is. And how shocking, to say the least, that this girl could have been involved in some shape or form, and they're just like, you know what? We're good. We've got our man. We're done. This woman destroyed a family. And that's why I continuously do these videos, because this woman destroyed this family. Physically, we don't know. But we won't find out if we don't bring her in or ask Chris these questions again. That's why I think they need to do one final interview, because they've done the interview, the confession where he did it the first time. They go to talk to him in February. He does a recount of certain things that might have happened, which we can't believe at all. But then the third one, I feel like, would be a third strike and finally find out what might have happened. He probably won't tell us the truth, but maybe we can hook him to a lie detector, ask him questions about NK, and if they show that he's lying, bring her in. Easy said, easy peasy. I'll even pay for all this stuff that they need to do for an NK. I'll pay for it. How hard is that? Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below of how Chris met Nichol Kessinger, when they met, and so forth like that. Stalking Shanann. Just let me know your guys' opinions, theories, and so forth like that. The like button is there for the obvious reasons that hopefully one day these videos, my YouTube channel, all the other YouTubers out there, and their videos hopefully will bring this case to a close. It's closed right now, officially, but I feel that it could be reopened one day. I said it's going to take years. I still think it's going to take years. But again, who knows what the future holds. Again, I thank you guys for being here. Please take care. Be safe. As always, keep nerding on. And we'll see you guys in the next video.